Okay, there's two options here. I've been jumping up and down to get onto the mothership. Or
glad you said that.
I was like, DVD. Or we can go into the office with Leon.
Okay, we're gonna go to Leon anyway. Regardless, Leon, we're gonna be back. We're gonna go to that spaceship. You describe what so we can see the inside of it. 3, 2, 1. I take permission from Sword. Then tell me what's happening, what you're seeing.
Everything is so white. Everything is so clear and clean, seamless.
Yep. How big is this ship, approximately, if you have to describe, seeing it from the outside, for example?
Lost my words.
Good.
Because the outside is not how it is on the inside. So, to like just give her a word.
Okay, what I'm saying. Okay, now look in sense of. Will you say it's big or kind of regular size spacecraft? Start there. In their different sizes. Sometimes they're in like meters wide or long. Some people say the size of a football field. Some people say it's a mile long, 2 mile long, depending on what they're looking at the time. 3, 2, 1. Come to be out of it now and look at it as if you're standing and it's above you. 3, 2, 1. You may be floating and it's above you, as we already are. 3, 2, 1. You have the vantage now. It's above you enough to be able to tell the circumference of it, approximate. Whatever description you want to use. If you know the amount in feet as far as the diameter, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. So we'll take like one of those large football stadiums that they have in the States.
Mm-hmm.
That like wide, I would even say it's bigger than that, but we'll just go with that. And then maybe triple the height of it.
Yep. Because there are levels.
And that, and that's just being,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being dressed. It's much bigger than that, but we'll just go with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so when you're inside, you don't, you're just on this level, or you don't see, it's not like you don't go up in elevators, you're there into the next space.
If you don't go to the elevator, how does it happen? 3, 2, 1.
It's almost like the mind, you walk through a door and then you just go to the next place. Oh boy, I'm going to have fun trying to describe this. Because it's not like a normal thing to do. It's huge, but it's like I hear 1 second, but then you're there in the next moment. You do walk through a doorway, like they just open, close.
Mm-hmm.
So there is privacy. Even though everyone knows everyone's business and whatnot, there still is privacy. Because they're all telepathic and even beyond that.
That is a good point you've mentioned. Continue to see and know more.
They don't communicate by normal conversation. I mean, they can. It's very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And very human, is what I'm being told.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But there's just so much happening here. Like, these beings live on this, I'm going to call it an island, because that's kind of what it feels like, a floating island.
See a few beings that you'll be able to see on this craft. 3, 2, 1.
Everyone has their orders, or their position. I shouldn't say orders. because they're willing to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like here on Earth we're like, oh, I hate this job. It's like they're willing to do it. They want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's for the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different levels of beings as well. They're not all, they're designed differently. One is designed to do this thing, one is designed to do that one, and like another task.
Yep.
Even though they're all intelligent
Yep.
and evolved, they all are, created for a certain role or a certain task, or even then it gets tricky because then there's different types of sentient beings. There's different types of beings on this I'm going to call it an island because it doesn't even feel like a craft.
Yep.
Everyone is positioned perfectly for what they need to do for their soul as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very intricately designed structure.
Yep.
And they're kind of like laughing and frustrated with me because like you asked to be here, so now you explain what you what you're seeing.
Yeah. Because literally,
like, well, you asked for it, so
couple of
here it
hours
is.
ago, you were saying to me about crafts, and I was saying to you what I said to you, and here we are now. There you go.
Clipped my wings. I was like, well, I've been launched here now. They're like, no complaints because this is what you wanted.
Okay.
There isn't there is not one control room. It's like they're all working.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are beings that are in higher positions,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not in like one control room per se directing the craft. It's like a collective effort. They
Collaborative. It's collaborative.
Yeah, and it's like whatever they want to experience here, they can experience.
Mm-hmm.
They can come and go whenever they want, again, depending on what their soul is there for, where they want to go. As long as their task is completed, they can, again, come and go anywhere they want to within reason, of course. They do have rules. I would even say it's like a planet.
Yeah, it's that, you know.
It's another experience.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any beings. I kind of feel like they're just all doing their thing, and I'm out of their way, they're out of my way.
Yep. Yep. But let's move around a bit. We're only going to be able to move to the places we're allowed to, so we're not going to be in anyone's way. Divine ones of the heaven, I thank you for allowing.
So some of our crew are here.
Meaning, just to be specific for the record.
Oh, the Avengers crew, as I refer them to as, and they kind of like that as well. Gives them a good kind of feeling.
Gives them good kind of. Anyway, you said they're here. Here where?
Some of them are here on this craft.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, they're doing their task, but they're aware we're here, and we're aware they're here as well.
Exactly. It's good to mention it that way. Yeah. We're just gonna move around. Only places that we're meant to go to, that we're not gonna be disturbing anybody, is what we're gonna go to. Go ahead.
Okay. There is like a hospital. Like they have med beds here. If there's anything wrong, they go to these places to regenerate, heal.
Good point.
Sleep is a little different here. They don't need sleep like we do, but they still need to rest.
That's right.
They can be in pods.
Yes.
Or they can just rest, or they can go into like these cylinders. Almost want to say like a vial that they just go into, and they just get flushed with like this smoke, but it's not smoke. and that kind of just takes away anything that is not of the right vibration.
That part, but how high is it? You know, is the height of it, the width of it, approximately 3, 2, 1. Let's go before it now. I take permission from the heavenly host, whatever is allowed.
2 stories high. 2 stories high to fit in all the beings that are here. 2 stories high.
Good.
Roughly, yeah.
Good.
And there are different size ones, but most of them are like 2-story high. It doesn't really, the smaller beings can go into the bigger. It doesn't really matter anyway.
Of course. Be before, say more, whatever else is left of that pod, and then we're gonna go to the chambers where they get the rests to see what it's like size-wise, for example, and anything you can say about the way it looks. We're grateful to the heavens.
So the pods are like an oval shape, and they just kind of curl up into it like a ball. And I really can't even refer to how long they spend in there in terms of Earth time, because it's very different.
Yep.
But they don't have to be there very long. Like, they could be in there, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or if they wanted to spend longer.
That's right. It all depends on what it is, yeah.
They could spend a year if they wanted to in there. Like, it's however long they wanted.
Yep. Do to see more wherever is relevant that is worth mentioning.
Sometimes these souls stay in these pods, and okay, so
you're taking a deeper breath than you've ever taken.
But it is amazing because it's like there's so many different outcomes. They're like, you can go into this pod and the body will be there, but the soul will leave, and then it can come back into the body, which could be like
great point.
A lifetime later, or
that's right, because that's how it is sometimes. Yep.
Like, I'm so excited. It's like, oh my God, this is over here and that's over there.
Yeah. We'll do as much as we can for today, just so you describe enough. Go ahead.
And I mean, very similar to the scene in the Matrix, the pods are like infinite. They're endless. It's just like, just.
It just goes.
Like, it just goes.
Which means that many beings at the same time.
Because again, they can just come and go. I wouldn't call them people. Like, they can just come and go. It's like, again, what their soul wants, what is needed, what is required of them. And other souls can come into those bodies as well and use those avatars, maybe I'll call them better.
That's cool.
They're actually laughing at me trying to describe everything that I'm witnessing right now.
Because they know you're struggling with words to find words to describe, which is great to them and hilarious to them. How do you describe something that's beyond words? Exactly. How do you describe something that's beyond human experience and human words? This is what you're attempting to do.
Yeah.
But again, you brought upon yourself because you were talking about crafts before.
Oh, I was jumping up and down. Yeah, I'm like, I want to get onto the craft. So thank you for allowing me to be here. This is amazing.
It's okay. All gratitude, yeah.
And they're enjoying it as well. The fact that I'm giving them, like they said earlier, free entertainment.
Yeah, well, they can use a little. Be careful what you wish for. Okay. Anything else? Say a bit more. Anything else you want to describe?
So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to those cylinders because that's what you mentioned. So they're clear. It feels like at the top there, it's like a metal. Like, it's not earthly, so I can't even tell you what kind of metal it is, but it looks metal.
That's good enough. Just say that exactly.
And the smoke can come out, but also liquid. Again, depending on what is required or wanted by the being going into these vials or cylinders.
That's right.
And again, there's just like a lot of these as well that can be utilized at any time.
Yeah.
There's also a section where, well, there's actually multiple layers where humans are taken on the craft for, it looks very much like a theatre. I think that's done more for the human to be familiar and not completely flip out and flatline.
Yeah.
The word flatline, not flatline.
That's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would call them experiments, but really it's for them, it's not experiment to them. It's like it's more like a project, and there's another word for experiment, because experiment seems like they're testing, but it's kind of not. They are, but they're not.
Yeah, that's good enough. Go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
Yes. So when the humans come here, they try and look as, to some, again, everything is relative and nothing is the same depending on what human comes onto the craft. Again, so I can't say this is what it looks exactly like all the time, because it's variable. They're like, yeah, keep going, because this sometimes the rooms or places where the humans are brought on will look like a therapist room. Sometimes it look more like a theatre. Sometimes it look more, if they're showing me a kitchen. Again, it just changes. Sometimes they do it for their own, like, why not? Let's just try something different.
Very important point.
They will sometimes they'll look human, sometimes they'll look more like themselves. Sometimes they'll choose different avatars. It's like whatever, like
it's like changing clothes, literally.
And they'll just kind of like see what the humans are doing. They'll play around with them. Sometimes they will. They have kitchens. Oh, how do I even describe the kitchen? It's like, I can't put it into words. They eat, but not like we do. Sometimes it's energetically. Sometimes they want to consume a food source, but not like how we would sometimes. Yes, they do have human-like food if they want to. It's whatever experience they want to have here, they can, because it's, again, a different dimension. What's coming through is that they'll never let things get too out of hand here on Earth. That will not be allowed.
That will set the whole project back. That's why.
The projects, they have their fun. We have our fun, but it will never. Like, I mean, things are pretty crazy right now. Yes, but it's not. Going to get really much.
They will only let it get so far. In other words,
pretty much, it might get a little bit more messy or intertwined, but it's not going to get like, it's not going to flip as people are saying it's going to flip.
Of course, it's not. It'll set the entire project back, and they've worked too hard to get to where we're all gotten at. That they're not going back to the start again. Too many things tested.
Their technology is just like out of this world. It really is. We get drips. We literally get like a drip feed of what technology they have, because we're just not at that level of respecting it.
Exactly. There's another word of responsibility. of being responsible. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were more
it's like
responsible,
handing a gun to a kid.
yeah. If we were more responsible and not as ignorant, a lot of things have been gifted on the planet now.
We would blast holes through.
Yeah. We would have had technology that we had in Atlantis. We would have had technology we had in Atlantis. We would have had technology we had in those times of Atlantis or early Egypt, even. If there's been enough, signs of being responsible and not ignorant and irresponsible and all that. So.
And they have certain tonics, I won't say herbs, but they have certain tonics to give to the beings that come here to Earth, and also beings that come onto the craft to help with the vibration. Again, they're like med beds is probably the best word that I can use.
Of course, that's good.
Heals, repairs, like everything.
Yep. Nothing.
It's not even a question.
Nothing can.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's vibration, right? So they know the frequency to realign
everything. Yeah.
They have meeting rooms as well. I mean, their meeting rooms are like huge. They don't need to have meeting rooms, of course. They can have like what we have as well, like a Zoom, where you can just do it online.
Yep.
They have like those screens that pop up.
Yep. Like holograms in the air.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And sometimes it's also done telepathically. So they can be anywhere they are. I had to just tune in from the mind. That is also another way.
Oh, and they're saying to me, what's coming through is that no one is brought here out of, like, they have free will to come here. They may not realize that being on Earth, they think, I was taken, I was abducted. But before that, they did a contract.
Yeah.
To, it's not, people think it's being done through hostility. It's not. They've so forgotten that they don't, that, it was part of the deal, them coming here. So no one is taken out of, against their will is the word I want to say.
Yeah.
And then they come back to Earth, they're like, I was taken, I don't want this, blah, blah, blah. They're doing something that I didn't ask for, but actually they did, where it was part of their soul experience this time around. Because they're saying we can't go against people's free will. It's universal. No matter what universe you're in, that's the law. No matter what race, they're just saying you can't really take anyone against. They're, they will. They're saying what you guys do on the planet is a different thing because you're all interfering with each other's free will, but up here we're not, different. And I feel like they kind of play with us a little. They like interject something here on the planet. They do something over there.
Yep.
Just little attunements.
Yep.
And again, as I said, they're just not letting things get out of hand. Even with the weather stuff that we've been having here in Australia, no matter how hard these beings try to devastate, they won't be allowed to.
Yes, they won't let it go too far.
Suffering will happen. Again, it's all intricately designed, but it's not going to get to what they're wanting, like complete devastation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they keep trying.
Oh yeah. Mosquitoes.
Yeah. I think that's all I'm being allowed, which is plenty.
Yeah. Well,
but so next time you'll be able to see more.
Their divine ones were very, very, very grateful for the allowance of all that was gifted to us. We're grateful for all the privilege that was bestowed upon us, allowed us. We give you gratitude as always, as you continue to assist on Earth as well with the Earth story.